And many Christians are just gearing up to get to celebrate the Easter season. My name is Paul Collins and you're watching Btm News Today. Now let's get to begin from Parliament today, where yesterday the Parliamentary Committee on Commissions and Statutory Authorities and State Enterprises, commonly known as COSASE, told Uganda Printing and Publishing Corporation officials to present all necessary documents today regarding the contracts and vouchers carried out in the financial year of 2022. Now this was after the committee yesterday established that Minister Millie Babalanda illegally fired and appointed new staff members. Let's begin with this big story first.
Yeah, through you, Chair, thank you very much, Honorable. I think you raise a pertinent issue about, I want to assure this committee as the board chair that while these people are given exclusivity, we take caution of the prices, so their prices are subjected to the existing market rates. For example, we've had to cancel 2 of their bids, actually contracts that had almost been awarded. One was the Excel machines that we have in the DCIC for the passport printing, because the prices were far away. The market price, we cancelled that. And the second was the factory machines, printing machines that they intended to supply. We cancelled that still because the prices and the prescriptions were below what is on the market. And these people are the technology experts, and we expect knowledge transfer. And the other thing we've done to curb that is we have now recruited IT experts in USPC. We have a directorate of Ugandans who are good in IT. We've recruited some of the best in the country, Ugandans. And these are people who have developed some systems before. Some of them have worked in other organizations, so they help us now counter the prices that the Germans submit.
Board Chairperson, you have mentioned that regarding machines, you compared and contrasted. But now we are talking about the whole agreement generally, you know, which your MD tells us is about 460 billion. What did you compare that with? Because for the machines, okay, maybe you could have gone to the market, said, but these other people are selling this machine at this amount and so on and so forth. But now the entire contract price to say that this Veridos Uganda Limited is the most suitable. Who did you compare them with? Which other company?
Chairperson, that I request the MD to answer, because by that time I hadn't come to the board, so I don't have that information.
So Mr. MD, which company did you compare Veridos Uganda Limited to before awarding them that contract, direct procurement?
Chair, some of the things which are being delivered under this project, they include things to do like computers. We are aware of the market price for the computers.
To some other big story for this day, the March in the West Member of Parliament Alan Sewanyan and his Kawempe North counterpart Muhammad Segirinya have today spoken out and shared their ordeal while in jail weeks after being released on bail, dismissing the claims that their freedom was as a result of the protracted negotiations between the government and the opposition leaders, which have been denied by many, including different political parties and also political leads. Now, the 2 opposition MPs were on remand for 1 year and 5 months for the alleged murder of 20 people in the Greater Masaka region between August 2021 and they were released on February 13th, 2023. We have the story.
Reflecting on their 17 months incarceration without trial, the 2 ailing members of parliament, Alan Sewanyana and Muhammad Seglinya, said they are poised to continue with activism.
We have grown from Uganda and we have grown from within the society. We are ghetto kids. We came from you people. We did not come from heaven or from another country to come to Uganda. You know our discipline, you know our ways of doing things, and you know how we have walked all this path to where we have been or where we are as members of parliament. Personally, this is my 2nd term in parliament. And what would push me to do things that I did not do in the first term of office?
Talk of negotiations enabled by propagandists. Addressing journalists today at the new party head offices in Kamocha, the two members of parliament dismissed claims that their freedom was a result of protracted negotiations between the government and opposition leaders. Sewanyana and Seglinya have explained that their release was through legal procedures, insisting that they are innocent and that the court itself failed to find sufficient evidence pinning them to the alleged crimes.
Some questions wouldn't have appeared had we not been in a competitive environment politically. Because there is no way someone can be released from prison over issues you well know that these were framed matters, and then you ask how, why. But because of the nature of the environment that we live in,
I'm here to answer that question that there was no negotiations. It was law that worked upon us so that we get out. Even the pressure of the foot soldiers, the journalists, our party leaders, they made a fundamental role towards our release. That's why we are out. So I'm here to tell you that there was no negotiation. That has been your big.
The duo alleges that the false propaganda concerning their release was being orchestrated by enemies within the party.
Politically, the way we get these positions that we do sit in, there are those who think that by putting an indelible mark on Honorable Alan Sewanyana and Honorable Segirinya's name after 2 years of imprisonment, after 2 years of pain to him and his family and his colleagues, after 2 years of a fight between the opposition and government over their release, and after 2 years of a fight by our lawyers and gentlemen, we take this opportunity to thank each and every person, each and every Ugandan who thought otherwise. We were arrested on the 9th of September 2021 over matters we don't know about. But we are put there. We are also surprised to see that our names are implicated in such acts, which is not our way of doing things.
Bailed legislators further said negotiations with the state played no role in their release on February 13th. The leader of opposition in Parliament, Mafaya Simpuga, has since hotly denied that there were any such negotiations, at least involving him. He has vowed to resign his position as leader of opposition if anyone brings any evidence that he was involved in any such talks. The two, who had been in prison since September 2021, were released on 13th February 2023 on bail by the High Court in Masaka District after spending 524 days in jail, an equivalent to 17 months. The MPs, who are accused of being behind the wave of machete killings of at least 26 people in Greater Masaka in mid-2001, were each released on a cash bail of 20 million shillings. This was their third attempt at bail, with previous attempts being frustrated as they left Kigo prison. They were jailed on several charges, including murder, attempted murder, and aiding and abetting terrorism. However, they deny the charges. Btm News Today.
A very deep story in there, and so much to learn from in there. But we're happy that they're finally back, and we do hope that they'll get fully their freedom. The Uganda Women Parliamentary Association, together with other non-government organizations, have paved way for the girl children who are facing a number of challenges both at school and also at home. While addressing the group members, the WOPA chairperson, Honorable Sarah Opendi, said that they are doing all that they can as leaders to mentor and stand with women and girls so that their future is bright and also so that they face minimal challenges as opposed to what they're going through right now. We have the story.
The Uganda Women's Parliamentary Association is spearheaded by the chairperson, Honorable Sarah Opendi, stated that as leaders, they are doing all they can to pave way for the girl child in this country.
Government etaddewo okusoma kwa bwerere mu primary n'eteekawo okusoma okwa bwerere wadde abazadde basasula ssente naye ntono mu secondary.
Honorable Sarah Opendi says that as women leaders, they are aware of the challenges facing the girl child, and that is the reason as to why they are giving a voice to the voiceless.
Omusolo oguli ku bintu nga bino nsaba government ebijjewo tusobole okufuna sanitary towels eziri ssente nga ziri wansi. Waliwo ababikola mu ggwanga lino.
Malaika Aisha from She Leads has requested the government of Uganda to provide free sanitary towels for girls as they distribute condoms freely.
Well, we were telling the parliament, and it was our prayer that if it is possible, they extend these pads to every girl as they do extend condoms to every station.
She further urged the government and other civil society organizations to enroll girls in pads to make sure that this challenge is dealt with.
The government should help us skill the young girls, provide us with the necessities that we need to skill these girls on how to make pads, because that is one of the reliable ways on how girls can access their pads.
Mastula says that there are a number of challenges that girls are facing, hence calling upon legislators to have a strong say when it comes to making laws that favor the girl child.
We look at asking the government to make sure that it continues to include the issues and perspectives of girls and young women in all decision-making processes, because we believe the issues and the recommendations that girls and young women also bring on board are very key and important in issues of national development. We believe girls and young women's perspectives are very key if they are listened to, and if girls are given platforms where they can be able to share those issues and recommendations.
Honorable Margaret Byabashija and Honorable Sarah Opendi have sided with the government, saying that although it has promised to get girl pads, it become difficult since the budget has been so tight over the years, and adolescent girls in both urban and rural areas of Uganda suffer unique challenges that affect their safety and the safe transition to adulthood.
Yavaayo negamba nti egenda kuwa abantu sanitary pads oba bino ebikozesebwa nga abaana bali mu nsonga, abaana abawala nga bali mu nsonga, naye ku lw'ebbula lya ssente n'ebizibu ebirala ebiriwo gavumenti tesobodde okukola ekyo. Naye ate omusolo oguli ku bintu nga bino nsaba gavumenti ebijjewo tusobole okufuna sanitary towels eziri ssente nga ziri wansi.
Btm News Today.
Well, now let's shift the gears to see what's happening here. What happened today earlier on when the traffic police cautioned passengers for both border borders and motor vehicles who have failed to adhere to the traffic laws, which have resulted into increased road accidents over time. Now, according to the regional traffic officer from the Kampala Metropolitan, Bruce Onebi,
I want to remind you here that it is an offense, and it is punishable by law. We have an EPS for that, which is for 20,000 for failing to wear your safety belt. Drivers, ensure that you tell your passengers. Once a person sits in your vehicle, tell him to wear his or her safety belt.
On many occasions, accidents have been caused by drink driving. However, the traffic police says that they are enforcing the guidelines against the act, and the culprits will be punished.
Under the influence of alcohol or any drug is an offense. The dead body, we now have to get the alcohol test. And if a person even died while he was under the influence of alcohol while driving the vehicle, it helps us to establish the causes of those crashes. Enforcement of drink drive are conducted.
Bruce Oinebye has appreciated the input of the political arm of Uganda in supporting the operations of border riders who have failed to observe the guidelines.
Oh, we used to have interference. We start an operation today, tomorrow they say, no, those are our people, do not get to them. But I want to thank the political arm. They have seen that it is too much. We are losing over 1,000 young men, border riders, every year. When you look at the statistics for the last 6 years, the numbers are increasing. The challenge is on all of us to see how we can reduce them. Strategic guidance has been given that consistency in these operations will reduce on the crashes.
It's from this point that various stakeholders in the country have been called upon to embrace the road safety campaign so as to keep Ugandans safe while using the roads.
Road safety campaign are there. We want to thank the media houses because this time they have not left us alone. They are giving us enough airtime. We come and talk to the road users. However, I want to call all stakeholders, religious leaders, political leaders. Road safety campaign cannot be done by only police. Road safety is for each and everybody.
Uganda's road infrastructure is generally unsafe, as most of the roads are single carriageways without a median, many with steep shoulders and with few opportunities for overtaking, thus resulting in too many head-on collisions on the roads. Most roads lack facilities for non-motorized users, and until Ugandans embrace road safety measures, accidents will never cease. Btm News Today.
The Lord Mayor of Kampala, Elias Lukago, has called for more funding for government-aided schools in the city. He made the appeal during the Drop Everything and Read, commonly known as the Dear Day, a celebration that was held at St. Peter's Primary School in Zambia. Our reporter was there.
Have you seen? Yes. Starting for
Speaking during the Drop Everything and Read Day celebration at St. Peter's Primary School in Zambia, Lukwago noted that, as the political wing, they had budgeted 100 billion shillings to be allocated to 79 Kampala capital city schools in the financial year 2023-2024, but only 48 billion shillings was allocated, yet the schools are in a sorry state.